I'm CM Coleman. Welcome to my home. Today is a quick video for my morning routine. This was requested by What's Up. Hey, what's up? Love the name. This is going to give you what I do to help keep my day sort of organized. And the first thing that I do when I get up in the morning is I check the book. What's in the book, you're asking? The book is my sort of day planner. Well, all I do is I take a page and I will write down what I have to do for that day. And I also check, because the night before, which you'll have to check my evening routine, which has not been done yet, but I will do a video for it, where I write down what I'm planning on doing the next day, or if it's on a weekend, what I'm planning on doing on that Monday, and I can check those things off. And a lot of people are saying, well, why aren't you doing this digitally? Well, simple, because it works better for me to do it, the old-fashioned way, with pen and paper. The other thing that I like about pen and paper is I can go back and really easily, quickly look through the book and see if I've skipped something. Now, I try to keep my task very general and, well, not very specific, but very routine. One of the first things that I do when I get up is after I have breakfast and all those things, exercise, I come into here, because this really is where I work. And I check all of my messages, I check my updates, I check to see how my videos are doing, what sort of comments, what sort of things have happened. That's the first thing that I do. Then I look at the tasks that I have for that day, and depending upon what the tasks are, I will rate them by priority. If it's something which I know is going to be a high priority task, I just notice that. The next thing that I rate them by is by time. Time as in not necessarily how much time it will take me, but time as in how much time it will take to do that task. And a lot of you are saying, well, how does that figure out? Well, okay, it's just like my cooking shows. When I do a cooking show, I can have only 10 minutes of actually doing something, but it has to bake for like an hour. That gives me an hour to do something else. The same thing happens with some of the tasks that I'm doing. One of the tasks that I have to do is upload videos and render videos, and that actually takes some time, and I find that I can do other things. Now, what's really important about that is if I'm rendering a video or uploading a video, I try not to use the computer so that way it can do its own thing without being interrupted or slowed down or that sort of thing, which is fine. Those kind of things are great. You just have to figure out what works for you. Once I see the priority, things which I absolutely have to get done, and I know how much time it's going to take, I can then figure out what I want to do that day. And I do it. That's the best part about it. I can look at the priority and say, hey, this is going to take me an hour. I have an hour right now. Check it off. Get it done. I do not check anything off until it is absolutely done. So that way, at the end, I can't tell you about the end of the day. Well, you'll get to that. But it keeps me on task. It keeps me organized, and I make sure that I always have the book with me at all times. Maybe you are a digital person and you can do all of your tasks on your phone, on your computer. That's cool. Do that. Do what works for you. The other thing which I make sure that I have with me is everything that I'm going to need before I start a task. Before I start any task, if there's something special, I'll write that down on my little book for the task that I have to do. Maybe it's some sort of B-roll that I need, maybe it is just things that I have to buy. But I will write that out, and I can plan out for an entire week, an entire year, an entire month. It doesn't matter, simply by using the book. The book really does help me. You can find that you're gonna have your own system which works excessively well for you, but you need to know to check what tasks you have to do for that day, and then prioritize them by what has to be done right away and what can be put off until later. If you start running out of time and you find yourself, well, that's not necessarily a big priority thing, or seeing how great that is, you can put it to the next day's task. I like to have completion deadlines on my task too, because, well, that generally helps me, but most of my tasks end up being a very specific order kind of thing. I have to finish the whole entire task before I can move on to something else. Let me know down in the comments what you think. What is your morning routine? Do you do something else, or do you even have a routine? Like I said, I always check my email first, then check my task for the day, and make a whole plan. It's that simple for my morning. I will give you my midday routine because that one's sort of interesting too, but that will come much later. Remember to subscribe. Every Monday is for you, the stay at home, where I try to give you advice and tips and ideas where you can help yourself be a little bit more successful at being a stay at home. Don't forget to like and share this on social media because that really does help me know that you like these kind of videos, and it helps me create these kind of videos and keep doing that sort of thing. Check out my latest playlist where you can see what I've been up to and you can see what kind of fun things that I do. And as always, remember, running your house doesn't have to be a full-time job. Turn it into a hobby and have some fun.